They thought they'd gotten rid of her. The women smiled as they walked back to the village. They washed their hands, cooked dinner, tucked their children into bed, and they slept peacefully, believing she was gone. But the next morning, she walked back into the village, alive, untouched, eyes calm, and the ground beneath them cracked open. This is the story of Zainabu, and what happened when jealousy dug a pit it couldn't climb out of. The village of Olowe was like most villages, peaceful, predictable. Every morning the same sounds: pestles pounding yam, goats bleating, smoke rising from mud houses like quiet prayers. But there was one sound that always stopped everything. Footsteps. Her footsteps. Zainabu. She didn't try to be noticed. She didn't dress louder than anyone else. But when Zainabu walked past, conversations paused. Men looked twice, then looked away. Women watched longer and remembered. At first it was admiration. She is beautiful, they said. But here's the thing about admiration. It's fragile. It doesn't take much to turn it into something else.
All right, everyone,
Soon,
time to tuck the children in.
Became
Sweet
comparisons.
dreams, my love. Sleep tight, little one.
Is she the only woman in this village? Does beauty belong to her alone? Our husbands don't even look at us anymore. And those questions? They didn't come from the men. They came from the women who smiled in daylight and whispered at night. Zainabu noticed. Greetings got shorter. Laughter faded when she entered a room. Eyes followed her, not with wonder anymore, but with counting. She did nothing wrong. That was the problem. Because jealousy doesn't need a reason, it only needs presence. And once it takes root, it doesn't stop until it destroys. One evening, as the moon hung low and red, the women gathered, not to pray, not to celebrate, to plan. Their voices were soft, their words were sharp. She thinks she is better than us. She has stolen all the eyes. Our husbands no longer listen. They agreed on one thing. Zainabu must disappear. Beyond the village, past the baobab tree, there was a pit, an old pit, older than a memory. A pit children were warned never to approach. A pit said to be empty, but feared. And that's where they decided to send her. The next morning they called her with false warmth. Come, they said, smiling, help us fetch herbs. And Zainabu went, because trust walks easily when danger wears a friendly face. At the edge of the pit the smiles dropped. Before Zainabu could speak, hands pushed her. The earth swallowed her scream. Then silence. They returned to the village and washed their hands. They cooked, they slept, and they believed the story had ended. But inside the pit, Zainabu did not die. She landed softly, on warm ground. The darkness was thick, but it wasn't empty. As her tears fell, the earth beneath her shifted. A glow appeared, not bright, not frightening, just present. A small god emerged, ancient, calm, carved with time itself, a forgotten guardian of the land. It spoke without lips. Why do they hate you? Zainabu couldn't answer. She only cried. The god understood. Because jealousy? It's older than villages, older than language. You were not thrown here to die, the god said. You were thrown here because they feared themselves. The pit trembled. Roots moved. Stone opened. And at dawn, Zainabu walked out. The village heard footsteps. Zainabu walked in, clean, unharmed, eyes steady. People froze. Mothers dropped calabashes. Men stepped back, and those who plotted, their knees went weak because the ground beneath them cracked. One by one, the earth opened. Not gently this time. The pit took its due. By sunset, the jealous voices were gone. The village stood silent, finally understanding. Zainabu did not celebrate. She did not speak. She simply walked forward. And from that day, the elders taught their children one lesson. Jealousy digs pits. But the earth, it remembers who is innocent. Here's what I mean. We live in a world where people smile in your face and plot behind your back, where your presence alone can become a threat. But here's the truth they don't tell you. the pit you dig for someone else, you might just fall in it yourself. Think about it. Zainab didn't fight back. She didn't need to, because justice doesn't always come from you. Sometimes it comes from something older, something watching. So the next time jealousy whispers in your ear, remember this story. Because the earth is patient, but it never forgets. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. If you've ever felt jealousy from others or in yourself, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. And subscribe for more stories that remind us karma is real and the earth keeps receipts. See you in the next one.